what's going on, buddy? This is Broku. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reviewing the latest chapter of Black Clover chapter 259. And so basically it picks up where the last chapter kind of picked off. Is Asta just sacrificed his arm to get more devil power, and now it's, Asta and Yami fighting Dante. So, just going to give my review, summary, and analysis of this chapter. So if you do enjoy it, please do leave a like and subscribe. And also, guys, don't forget, I have a fitness channel called The Hollow Games, where I go over exercise and diet tips. So that'll be linked in the description below if you want to check that out. With that being said, let's get into it. So, we get this chapter starting off with the anti-magic devil telling Asta that you've got 50 seconds to use this devil power. He says, "That right arm isn't like it was before when I just dribbled power into it. Now it is power itself. Your body won't hold out past 50 seconds. So this is true anti-magic power. Not in the sense of how true lightning magic is because it's natural or whatever. This is just like the actual full power. This isn't him just dribbling power into Asta. This is him actually just gifting him the normal power. And we see this in Asta, despite basically being not in his three-horned black form, being like wounded and he should be weakened and not have as much stamina, is fighting better against a much more powerful Dante at this point, although he is fighting alongside Yami, so that does take some things out of it. And also, he's not really doing spectacular. Dante is still clearly above him. But now, I love this panel right here of Dante, man. It looks so menacing. This like General Grievous-esque pose where Dante has made 4 arms out of his flesh magic, and he is wielding 4 swords at once. And Asta's demon swords are going to make a fine addition to his collection. Man, I love this panel. Dante looks super menacing, and looks like a really hard threat to overcome. So, basically, Asta and Yami, they're fighting together. Yami realizes that Dante is really trying to avoid Asta's attacks, so that this makes Yami realize that Asta is the key of taking down Dante using the anti-magic. And also, Finral is like in a daze watching the two, Asta and Yami, fight together. He says they're both moving randomly, but it feels as though they're synchronized with each other. Now this is because they're both key users, so they should be able to fight randomly, but also it's as if they're synchronized because of how key works. And he also even recognizes that Asta and Yami are both having fun in this fight, which is pretty damn epic if you ask me. Now, Dante gets to the point where he is just pure confidence that he's going to win this one. And then Asta realizes there's 8 seconds left. He calls his Demon Dweller sword towards him, but Dante seemingly knocks it away with flesh magic, and then he pulls the Demon Destroyer, and he has 3 seconds left. He still just can't get it done. Asta could not get it done with the time. But what happens? With 1 second left, Yami tosses his katana over to Asta. Asta imbues the katana with anti-magic. And then Asta does seemingly his own version of the Dark Dimension Slash, but with anti-magic, upon Dante. And we end with Dante having a massive gaping cut over his chest. He's looked to be unconscious, and the crown is knocked off of it, with the chapter ending in "We win," which is, I did not expect Asta and Yami to actually win this one. I thought Dante would win somehow, and he still could. Maybe with Dante knocked out, Lucifer will take over, and that's gonna be like how Yami gets captured. I don't know, but damn, that was pretty epic. This is gonna be amazing animated. Just imagine the visuals. This is probably gonna be a very well animated fight, and then the music. Oh, the music's gonna go really popping off here. If you just look at how basically Asta is holding this katana, how he imbues it with anti-magic, it looks incredibly similar to how it's used with Dimension Slash. Now, Of course, it shouldn't exactly be Dimension Slash. It just looks like Asta is using the same exact technique, which he has used before. He used the same form technique when he cut open Fauna's self-destruct. That was the same if you compare it to Dimension Slash. So Asta's already been like basically borrowing Yami's sword skill techniques and adding that to his repertoire. So, guys, how many times did I predict that Asta would one day use Yami's katana and he would imbue it with anti-magic, and the day is finally here. Now, I also did predict part of that theory that he would destroy Grimoire with it. That didn't happen, but I still predicted that one day Asta would wield Yami's katana and imbue it with anti-magic, and, well, we're here. Asta now can imbue weapons with anti-magic. Now, it is very seemingly that he can only do this when he has his arm like that, when it's gifted to the devil's bargain. He's never done this before until he had this power, and this is like a true full version of this power. So this means that Asta can now imbue physical weapons with anti-magic. Now, I see a lot of people saying that, well, maybe Yami's katana is a special item, and that's why. There's nothing really stating if it is a special item, the katana. Could it be? It possibly could be, but all we know is that it's a katana. And so, also, people are talking that Yami might not be able to use his katana again because it looks corrupted and like corroded, the blade, from the anti-magic. If you look at it, the katana now looks like it is one of the other weapons where it looks kind of rusted and beat up. Now, this could be because there's still anti-magic in it, or maybe anti-magic does curse or just kind of mess up these weapons. Who knows, right? But it is very interesting to see what's going to happen next. Like, is Yami not going to use this katana anymore, and now Asta gets to keep it, and Yami's going to get a different one? Will one day Yami use the anti-magic swords? Now, I know that it wouldn't work perfectly because the anti-magic would be messing with them, but he would have the physical strength to wield them for at least a short amount of time. If Lick could purify them, maybe Yami could purify them and use it as a sword like that. That'd be a pretty cool swap. One of the other things, I am also kind of put a funny tweet, kind of half joke, half not theory, that so we do know that firearms exist in the Black Clover universe. When they do the festival, they go and they are shooting guns. Even if it's just a festival game, it would still show that they do have guns, because, you know, these festival games originated after the actual production of weapons like that. But this means that Asta could possibly use a firearm and imbue it with anti-magic. Now, imagine an anti-magic gun and shoots out anti-magic bullets. That'd be pretty good stuff for Asta there. Because if you just compare a sword to a bullet or a gun, the gun is just a huge difference. So if anti-magic should buff the gun the same level it buffs the sword, then the gun's going to be completely broken. Now, I don't think that's going to ever happen. I honestly don't think it's that likely, but I'm just knowing that it's a possibility that there's going to be other weapons that Asta will imbue with anti-magic. But I'm also just, yeah, you just look at Yami's katana. It looks kind of messed up now. If you look at it before he got it, it didn't look like a corrupted or corroded blade, and now it does. It looks like it does belong to Asta now, because the way it looks like rusted, like the Demon Slayer, Dweller, and Destroyer swords. But this kind of brings in a weird, I guess, not a plot hole, but if it takes the anti-magic, basically, in order for the sword to look like this, it needs to have the anti-magic run through it. Why was the Demon Dweller sword and the Demon Destroyer sword already like that before having anti-magic go through it? They were separated from the Grimoire, which means they had not got anti-magic yet. It makes it, I don't know, a little weird. Maybe there was somebody who used this Grimoire before Asta, but then again, that also wouldn't make too much sense because Sekiro was supposed to be guarding the Grimoire. So, stuff that I guess still needs to be explained, because it looks like if a weapon is used with anti-magic, it has this weird corrosive effect towards said weapon. Katana now looks like the rest of the swords in terms of its like rusted up design. But that's something that will have to be revealed at a later date for sure by Tabata. Overall, I thought the chapter was really good. I know a lot of people are seemingly disappointed that Dante is like the big bad and he's defeated. Well, oh well, I guess. I did say that one of the Dark Triad should be defeated. I also didn't think it'd be Dante though, but I guess he is. But now this makes the war, I guess, way more even between the Spade and the Clover now, and also the Heart and the Diamond. Because now the big bad of the Dark Triad is down. They're not going to have Yami. They can't open the Tree of Qliphoth. And the Black Bull's vice captain was also in the fortress and stealing information. So this is now much more of a closer war, which does make the war more interesting and adds more tension to it, because now it's actually a much closer battle. Now it's not like, oh, the Spade is so overwhelmingly powerful. Now it's like, what's going to happen next? Is Dante going to become a prisoner? How do you imprison somebody who is possessed by a high-ranking devil? How would you do that? So that is some of the questions that I guess can need to be answered. Maybe Dante is just dead. Who knows? But it's going to be interesting to see that. I'm really excited for the next chapter next week to see. And hopefully we get some Black Bull's vice captain information. But that being said, that's pretty much it for this review. Hope you guys did enjoy. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hope you guys all have an amazing day. Plus...